It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com. That is Max Explosion with On the Rise featuring Chris McCarville of Dokken on lead vocal. And opening up the show tonight, we heard something from Armored Saint, La Raza with Left Hook from Right Field. And the guy who delivers the left hook from the right field here on the Classic Metal Show, stepping to the mic is my good friend and partner, Chris Aiken. What's happening, Chris?
What is up, sir? How you doing?
Are you well today? Are you able to make it through 6 hours? I know you've been suffering with some back issues. So are you doing this from your bed, or are you actually in the studio?
No, I'm in the studio, but holy fuck. Dude, this is how bad it is. So, I always take a nap before the show so I can do the 6 hours, right? So I take my nap. I have to get up early now. Instead of getting up at 8, I had to get up at 7:30. So that I can lay on my fucking right side for a half hour and fucking stick my left leg up in the air and do circles for a fucking half hour just to set my back so that I can stand up without fucking falling down.
Nice.
I fucking hate God and hate life and hate everything with this back problem.
Wow.
I'm ready to absolutely load the judge up, put 4 into fucking people I hate and 1 into my head and be done with this shit.
Gee.
Fucking not happy. Any more questions?
Well, I knew that you were having some issues there, so I had to ask because I know that we've been away for a couple of weeks. I mean, obviously, I did the show here 2 weeks ago with our good friend Bob Nalbandian, and last week I was not available, and you did not do a show because you were kind of laid up.
Yeah, I just didn't want to deal with it with my back, but my back is fucked up. But I'll be all right tonight. I'm drinking heavily, so it should be fine.
So, do you have any any illicit drugs? Maybe some Vicodins or?
I've got pain meds and I've got muscle relaxers. I got a bunch of shit, but I didn't take any today because I knew I was going to be drinking. So. I was like, I don't need to Vinnie Paul this night and just fucking die.
Yeah.
So I figured I would just not take pain meds today and drink instead.
Sure. So what was that? Is that a harbinger of something that making a comment like that about Vinnie Paul, who unfortunately passed away yesterday or today? When did that happen? Did it happen last night or yesterday?
Yesterday morning. The latest report that's out, and everybody has been asking me all day, like I'm somehow piped into Vinny's house.
Well, you're Freddie Trunk.
Yeah, I am. I guess I'm Freddie Trunk here, but no, I don't know anything. I asked some people that I do know that are much closer to the camp than I am. They don't seem to know. It seems like it's real close to the vest. The only thing that's out there is that he died in his sleep.
Yeah. Well, my guess. And again, it's a guess. I don't know this for anything. I was asked today, well, what do you think? And I thought, well, it's either an OD or maybe a heart attack.
Yeah, could be.
I don't know. I'm just guessing. The guy is exactly my age, 54 years old.
Right.
But he's lived a much harder life than me.
Sure. And they partied. Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, I'm a teetotaler next to Vinnie Paul and the boys from Pantera.
Now, the only thing that I have been hoping for, and it seems like it's going to be thankfully not the case, is I was praying to God that it was not going to be, suicide by gunshot. I had a really strong vibe that was what it was going to be, based on thinking about the last year of his life where he's been he put together the Dime Vision 2 video and then the Pantera 4 video back to back. So that's like, 6-8 months of watching old videos of his brother, and I just had it in my head that, knowing Vinny a little bit, some, he's an emotional guy, kind of, rings bells similar to me, but he was an emotional guy, and I could see him being very emotional going through all that footage for a year. I could see that fucking depressing somebody.
Sure.
But, if he died in his sleep, well, that at least tends to rule out a gunshot.
Yeah.
So hopefully, look, I don't know if there's any kind of good hopeful to it, but, hopefully it's fucking heart stopped in his sleep and didn't feel it and just coasts out and gets to be a gets to be a martyr, Although I got to say, if you're one of these people, and I'm not picking at anybody, well, yes, I am. I'm picking at everybody that's doing this. Stop with the fucking, well, he's with his brother rocking out now, man. Stop it. Just fucking stop that bullshit.
Why did you crush that for me? Because I was just imagining him and Dime and Brian Badass Spoon enjoying each other's musicality.
Lemmy on bass.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dio fronting the band. Oh, shut the fuck up. You know what noise they're going to make? Whatever noise it makes when your body rots away. That's it. They're dead. They're gone. Stop with this fucking make-believe horse shit that makes you somehow feel better about watching somebody else fucking drop dead. Just stop it. He's not drifting up into a cloud with his brother reaching down with his arm to grab him and pull him in. That's not fucking happening. It's just not. It's two guys that fucking live their lives, fucking partying their asses off every minute of the day, and they died early because, well, Dime obviously wasn't his fault, but he got his head blown off, and fucking Vinnie probably died of fucking excess that your body can't handle for 100 years. And that's the end of it. Now they're dead. That's it.
Well, Chris,
there's no floating into the clouds. There's no fucking, God precisionally tuned drum set in the sky for you. No, it's over. You know what rocking you can do from the heavens? Fucking hold your radio up over your head and play a Pantera song, because that's as close as you're going to get to the fucking magic reunion of the ghost of Vince and Dime. Just fucking stop it. Holy smokes. Fucking people today. I had to get off fucking Facebook. And that's rare because I'm addicted to the shit. But every other post was, every rock guy, every fucking Sebastian Bach crying and holding his glass up. Here it comes to the heavens. You got a special one in you. Shut up. Just shut up. How about you just say, you know what? I had a fucking great time partying with you, dude. You know what? And the only thing that we have is our memories. That's it. So the more memories you make, the better that you get to hold up. But stop trying to invent shit to make you feel better because some guy dropped dead. Dude, you know my connection to the Pantera guys. Super, super close. I am absolutely fucking upset like if a family member died, because I've been that close to the Pantera camp for most of my adult life. And I'm definitely upset about it. But when I see these jizz bags that their association to fucking Pantera is that they saw him once and shook Vince's hand as he walked from the fucking club to the bus, fuck you. And fuck your fucking holier than thou Jesus on the Bible. I'm looking up. Is that a cloud of Vinnie? I think I see a cloud that looks like Vinnie's hat. That's him ascending to the heavens. Shut the fuck up. It just ain't happening. There is no God. If there was a God, then we wouldn't have fucking plague, cancer, fucking my goddamn back. So fuck off, all you fucking church thumping fucks with your Vinnie Paul bullshit. Just fuck off with it.
Well, Tritz, I got to let you know that Vinnie is looking down at you and smiling right now.
Him and Brian Badass Boone and Dimebag. Dime's playing a solo in honor of my rant.
Yeah, he's smiling down at you right now.
Sure he is. Lemmy's doing a wicked bass line. It's a dual bass solo with Cliff Burton, and they're just playing it to me, saying that's telling them the lies that you tell, not believing in Jesus Christ. Ugh. Makes me nauseous every time anybody dies. Well, they're up in heaven jamming. Shut up.
It's their own kind of heaven.
Yeah, I guess. Rock and roll heaven. Maybe you should play that tonight, too.
Who was that? Was that Eddie Rabbit?
That was Dio. We're rock and roll heaven.
Oh, no, I was thinking about that one song about being in a rock and roll band and rock and roll heaven.
Is that right? Eddie Rabbit is. I know one song of Eddie Rabbit.
Yeah, the windshield wipers slapping out the tempo.
And I love a crazy night.
Yeah.
I love to feel the thunder
You
and
don't
the
know.
lightning.
You don't know windshield wiper slapping out the tempo. Listen to the song on the radio. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Is that Eddie Rabbit?
Yeah, that's Eddie Rabbit.
I didn't know that.
There's another guy who's up there singing through his cancer throat.
Is he auditioning for Diamond Vince's band? Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. So anyway, as most of you, if not all of you, were aware that Vinnie Paul, formerly of Pantera and Hell Yeah and Damage Plan, passed away yesterday.
Yeah, I'm very sick. Bummed me completely the fuck out, dude. I was actually out when I heard it, and I was like, I heard it, and at first, one of our fans actually posted it, and I got an alert on my phone that that we had a new message, and I clicked it real quick, and it said Vinnie Paul's dead, and I was like, what the fuck, and so I immediately Googled it, and it wasn't on Google, so I thought it was one of our fans fucking with me, and then like 2 minutes later, the Billboard announcement came across my phone, and I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me, and I literally looked at the people that I was with. I was like, I gotta fucking go, and I went home. I was like, I can't fucking keep on, hanging out, partying. I can't do it.
Yeah, I felt the same way with Jimmy Bain when I was at NAMM. I had to get an earlier flight home, and, I had to cut my time short at NAMM hanging out with Bob and Nader and, all those guys because I had heard that Jimmy Bain passed away on a cruise ship.
You canceled your boat trip?
I did. I was just like, I called American Airlines over at LAX, said, what's the next flight back to Chicago? I got to get home immediately.
That's right. Well, dude, I mean, in all seriousness, though, if Don died, you would be fucking shook.
Oh, absolutely. But we're bros. Same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and that was it for me. Was and I'll be the first one to admit I didn't have a falling out with Vinny, like we didn't get along. We always got along, but I didn't like Hell Yeah, so I didn't see him as much in recent years. I didn't. I like some people. I will not go out even if I have friends in the band. I will not go out and hang out every time they fucking come. I'm just like whatever. I didn't like Hell Yeah, so I think I saw him once. Because I just didn't dig the band. Because of that, I didn't really come across Vinny very much. I think I interviewed him maybe 2 or 3 times after Dimebag died. And, I know I interviewed him once with that David Allan Coe record.
Right.
And I think on, what was the album, Band of Brothers or something, I interviewed him. And maybe the first one. Was the first one called Stampede?
I don't remember.
Whatever Stampede was, that was the other time that I interviewed him after. And I mean, he was always cool. He was always great to me, but for me, it's always going to be, it's always going to be the Pantera time, and it's going to be that final interview with Damage Plan. I mean, that's obviously a huge monumental thing for me, is, that I was the last one in Ohio to talk to him, but, I think about some of the fun stuff that we did, and I mean, it's not always the partying type stuff that was fun. It's like, well, I guess this would sort of be partying, but, and this story about when we were hanging with those guys after a show, me and Randy, and we rode over with them to Sadie Renee's they had a Pantera tribute band playing.
Yeah, just for those who are not local to the northeastern Ohio area, Sadie Renee's was a pretty happening club.
Yeah, well, I mean, what would that place have held? Maybe 1,000? Maybe?
Yeah, it's a pretty good room. It's a pretty good size room.
Yeah, and they had the Pantera tribute go, and we were partying with them. So when they took off to go over there, we rolled with them, and then Vince and Diamonds end up on stage playing, and they had been, when we were backstage before the show, me and Randy were getting fucked up with those guys. And Dimebag kept calling Randy David Lee.
Right.
Because he kept saying how much Randy looked like David Lee Roth.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we get over there's 1 million fucking people in this place. And Randy's a tall guy. Randy's 6 foot whatever, 6'5" or something. And so we're standing kind of side stage, but not like we weren't like part of the stage crew. I don't know, like right past the stage, I guess. And out of nowhere, Vinny or Dimebag points to Randy and grabs the microphone and goes, "David Lee, get your ass up here." And he pulls Randy up on stage, and Randy ends up singing like 2 Van Halen songs while Dime and Vince play them with the tribute band. It was just one of those fun nights, man, that, you know, a lot of people have a lot of memories, but I have those. You know, I have those kind of memories, and I have the memories of getting fucked up with them however many times. And, you know, this Pantera meet and greet that we did that drew 3,000 people and was just insane chaos. And, you know, and like little things, you know, Dimebag kicking me off of a speaker with a fucking Karate Kid kick just because he wanted to fuck with me, and I wasn't going to back down from him. And, you know, just stuff like that. I mean, just fun memories that all happened with those guys. I was close to those guys, man. And, you know, if there is a commonality between your life and my life, this is what I think is the only one. You and I both have gotten to become really good friends with our favorite all-time band.
Yeah, of course. And, you know, that's an anomaly in my mind, but, you know.
It just doesn't happen. You know, it just doesn't happen for most people where they're unless they're in a band.
True.
You know, unless they're in a band working with, you know, neither one of us has ever worked with Pantera, you know, out on the road or anything. But you know, and you've never really worked with Dokken. I mean, you've done some things and I've done some things, but we never like booked a tour or any of that kind of shit with any of these guys. And for us to actually become friends with guys from our all-time favorite bands, man, that is a rare commodity. And when they die, I'm just going to tell you, man, it feels like any other friend dying, man. It's a lot of suck.
Absolutely.
I'm just not in a great zone today, I guess.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. You know, you sent me a text and, you know, sent me the news and stuff, and I was just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's like, because, you know, obviously something that happens that's sudden and there's no indication that, you know, the person is having an issue.
Right.
You know, sometimes you hear about somebody struggling or being sick or being, you know, having some problems, and then you hear that they pass away, and then you're just like, well, yeah, I kind of expected that. Yeah,
well, and I swear, and I know this is fucking terrible, but it was my first thought. And yet Vince Neil and Bret Michaels continue to get to live.
Now, isn't that bizarre?
Just fucking is terrible. And now I'm going to add a third name to our list of people that deserve to die and keep on living. The singer from the Puddle of Mud. Because that guy keeps getting arrested.
I don't know anything about that guy.
He's had his whole band walk off on him during the middle of shows because he's such a piece of shit. I mean, he's just another total disaster. And, you know, and so those are my 3 now that I think just don't deserve another day, but keep on living, you know. And here, Vinnie Paul, I mean, look, the telltale sign is not guys like me, but guys that actually did tour and knew Vinnie. And if you look online, every goddamn musician in the hard rock and heavy metal world has said what a great guy he was and how cool he was to deal with. And I experienced the same thing as just some fucking jizzball.
Right.
But, you know, I mean, when everybody thinks you're great, it's almost like that's the curse. It's you almost need to be an asshole that fucking people hate so that you can live longer.
That's right. It's like if you're an asshole, you'll live forever.
Yeah, it seems to be that way.
Well, there was an old saying I heard years ago. It's like you're not just gonna die, you're just gonna nasty away.
Yeah, and look at fucking Keith Richards. How is that guy still alive?
Yeah, that's amazing in itself, isn't it?
And Lord, who do you think lived harder on their body, Keith Richards or Vinnie Paul?
Yeah, that's tough to say, but you know, I go back and it's absolutely true. I know you've seen the movie. I don't know if you know it verbatim or not, but I doubt it. But it's one of my favorite guilty pleasure movies. It's not a great movie, but it makes me laugh when I watch it. Mm-hmm. Is that Russell Brand movie, Get Him to the Greek?
Yeah, I've seen it, sure.
And Puff Daddy, he's like the head of a record label, Pinnacle Records.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that Jonah Hill he's worried about Russell Brand because he feels that he's like, in crisis mode with drugs and, trying to kill himself and living excessively. And he goes, this guy's really hurt. He needs help. He goes,
Right.
He ain't going to die. He says, none of those English motherfuckers die. Look at those Led Zeppelin dudes. They're older than fuck. And Ozzy is going to outlive Miley Cyrus. Those guys don't ever die.
True. All right, look at that. The Black Sabbath guys, they're all alive. The Dio jumps into the band and he fucking dies.
Right. But he's American.
Yeah, he's from New York, so he died.
Those English motherfuckers, they never die.
Yeah. Tony Martin should look over his... Well, he's English, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I guess he can stick around.
Right.
But Ray Gillen was American and he died.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something to that.
But that one line in that movie is so true.
Yeah, that's very true.
Those guys live forever. The Rolling Stones, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin.
Yeah. Where's what's his name? Deep Purple guy. Where's he from?
Who, Ray Gillen?
Ian Gillan.
Oh, Ian Gillan.
He's English, right?
He's English, as well as Richie Blackmore.
All those guys are alive.
Yeah. Well, which made me think when you sent me that text about Vinnie Paul dying. I had to think, man, because obviously he made his fame in the 90s.
Sure.
The 90s were not a good decade for a lot of bands. I mean, look at all the popular bands of the 90s in the rock genre.
Yeah.
All those guys are dead.
Yeah.
Scott Weiland, dead.
Chris Cornell,
dead. Lane Staley, dead.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately.
Lynn Strait.
Yeah, Lynn Strait from Snot, dead.
Yeah.
All the 90s guys are dead.
Yeah, that's true. Wow. Glad I didn't put out an album.
The only guy I think the only two guys that I can think of in popular mainstream bands is Billy Corgan. He's still alive.
Yeah.
As well as
he's been dead forever, but he's still kicking.
As well as Eddie Vedder.
Yeah, the Pearl Jam guys, they haven't died. None of those guys have died.
But the most popular bands of the 90s in the rock genre.
Yeah.
The main guys are dead.
Yeah, Static X, Wayne Static.
Yeah,
dead.
he's dead.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. I hadn't thought about that, but oof.
Yeah, a lot of 90s guys dead.
Yeah, Kurt Cobain, obviously dead.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who other. Courtney Love, is she still alive?
Yeah, she's still alive. Who was the guy in they replaced the singer like 3 times already. The one guy from it's not the guy with Body Hit the Floor.
Oh, Drowning Pool.
Drowning Pool, Dave something or something.
Dave Williams is Drowning
Yeah,
Pool.
he's dead.
He's dead, yep. Shannon Hoon of Blind Melon, dead.
Yeah.
God damn. Boy, that is definitely not good.
Yeah, 90s not so good.
I guess not.
Everybody who made it popular in the 90s dead.
Yeah, no shit. Well, with seeing that picture of Eddie Vedder fucking flaunting his political horse shit in the last day or two, maybe he'll die.
Yeah.
Couldn't hurt.
Right.